Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Annet.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. So you're welcome to today's lesson. And today we are talking about map reading and teacher Beyamba and Annet. Specifically, this topic is majorly taught in senior 1, term 2. And in it, we're going to look at different subtopics that are within this topic. That is grid difference, vertical interval, distance, scales. And when we go ahead, you're going to see different videos, different images in this presentation, and they are going to help us to understand more of the information that we are talking about. So they're going to help you to see different aspects, how they do it, and even giving out the good ideas that you are going to make you to remember and even to grasp the content.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yes, please, I'm getting
you. Yeah, okay. Okay. So we're going to see the map work, and this map work, that is a sample of the map extract, and it is got from Katunguru. And this map work, it has different symbols. It has a scale, it has the difference, it has the vertical intervals. So basing on that, we have seen, we're going to look at it basically on subtopics in it. What is the map? What is the vertical interval? What is the grid difference? What is the distance? So we shall basically refer on that. Are we together?
Yes, please.
Are you seeing the map extract we have shared? Okay. Now, especially we are on introduction to the map reading, and we are saying that map reading is an essential skill for navigation and geographical understanding. But it involves interpreting various symbols, scales, and grid systems on the map. As we have seen on the first map we have presented, that we saw different symbols. I talked about grid differences, talked about distances. So, as you can see in that map extract, you can see the scale, you can see the grid difference, you can see the different features. They are both physical features and human features. Now, we'll go back to the introduction to the map reading. You're going to see that child is trying to identify different aspects on the map. So trying observing different symbols and trying to understand them. You're saying that map reading enhances one's ability to explore and analyze geographical areas. It's mostly about representing the big areas on a specific piece of paper, on a small piece of paper, but representing the wide area. Are we together?
Yes, please.
Okay. Then before I go ahead, what do you understand by the term map? What do you understand by the term map? What is map?
A map is just a representation of something, and it is indicated on a piece of paper.
Okay, thank you. It is a representation of an area on a piece of paper. Yes. So, as you understand that we present a big area on a small piece of paper, what helps us, it's about what we are going to talk about in this presentation as we introduced. Now, if we go to the next slide, we are thinking about introduction to grid differences. And we're saying that grid differences help to locate specific points on the map using a coordinate system. And they consist of a series of numbers or letters that indicate positions on the grid. And these grid differences, they help to specify a piece of area or the interested area where I want to be. And this difference, we have two ways. We have the eastings and nosings. And the eastings, when you look at these squares, we have the increase. We have 1 on vertical line. We have 1 up to 9, and on the horizontal line we have 1 up to 9. Are you seeing them?
Yes.
Are you seeing them?
Yes, I'm seeing them.
Okay. Now, thank you. Now we are seeing the different squares, different boxes, and these boxes, they are measured. If we measure these boxes on the map, each box, it has 2 centimeters. And these 2 centimeters, when you go on the actual ground, it will represent 1 kilometer on the actual ground. And majorly we're looking at how are you going to locate this area. For instance, if I want to draw a sketch map of Uganda Matters University, where am I going to indicate the Onyango Registrar building? So if I'm directing somebody, which coordinates am I going to direct him or her to go to that building, not to direct him to the library? So they help us in specifying the space points. And do you know, and we have the reason why this one we call them nosings, this one we call them eastings. Do you know why these figures on the vertical line increasing from 1 to 9, do you know why we call them nosings?
I think they are called nosings because they increase towards the north.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you are right. So the increase towards the northwards, and even this one on the vertical line, on the horizontal line, the increase towards the eastwards. That's why we call them eastings. So if you see this above, and it is saying that it has different forms. For instance, in a new curriculum, they're emphasizing the students or the candidates that to understand this grid difference, and most of the question now they're asking about the 4 grid difference. And even in old curriculum, they have been mostly asking about the grid difference. So, and majorly students, we were being taught about the 6 grid difference from these things first, and also coming back, identifying the nosings where they are. For instance, this red dot, are you seeing the red dot?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, so that red dot, okay, so that one, if we want to state its grid difference, let's say when we want to state its grid difference, we can talk about the 4 grid difference. So it's a matter of reading the eastings first, and also you state the nosings last. But it's very important. First write eastings, the 2 eastings grid difference, leave a space, then write another 2 nosing grid difference state. Now you specify its grid difference form. Now it will be very important to understand these areas, and that's why we have the grid difference of the red dot. Are you seeing it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now we can go to the next part. Then we see other aspects. Now, when we come to the vertical interval, we talk about the vertical interval. The vertical interval is more on the map work and identifying the elevation between adjacent contours lines in the map. So vertical interval is more about the difference between 2 close contours on the map. For instance, if we have, let's say, if we have hill A and hill B. We want to determine their systems with their numbers. Then we subtract the two cross contours, then we get the vertical interval. For instance, if we have the student A standing at Uganda Matters University, agriculture faculty, now when you want to state, and from agriculture faculty to university, there is variation in heights. And now what we shall do, if we have measured this distance using the contours, they will vary in heights, and we shall get those two cross contours heights. We subtract the highest to the lowest. Now we get the vertical interval, and we're saying that a smaller vertical interval indicates a more gradual slope, while a large interval signifies a steeper incline. And this one, it will be more of the important that will help you to understand various class intervals. So if you see these hills on the right hand side, you can see different hills with different variations and different heights. I think them we have 0, we have 50, and when you want to subtract to get the vertical interval, you get 50, you get 100 minus 50. Now you get the vertical interval. So if you get 50, if you get 100 minus 50, you subtract them. Now, yes.
1,500.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Then you get the vertical interval. Are we together?
Yes, I've understood.
Are we together?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let's go to another area, then we see how we're going to make it. Now, in map work, we have also distance. The distance, it is measured in different ways, as we're going to see. But before I now show you the distance, I want you to first listen to this video clip. After listening to it, now this gentleman is going to measure distance in different ways. And I want you to listen it well. Then after for listening it, you'll be able to answer the questions. Listen to this video, then you tell me. Are we together? Listen to it, then you'll be able to ask questions. Okay.
Welcome to Calculus Survival. I'm Eric. Today I'm going to teach you how to get your distance between 2 points using 2 different methods. The first, I'm going to show you how to use a piece of paper. If we come over to our map, let's just say that if you want to go to between 1 point, it's a straight line, you can use almost anything. Come back down to your scale and use it. But here's the thing I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to use it along a roadway. And this is what a lot of people don't know. So if you have a piece of paper, you start with your one edge, you make a tick. Move the paper around the tick until you get to that end of that roadway. Then you take my paper, I come down here. It shows me that I'm at 1, a little beyond 1. So probably 1.2 kilometers is how far that distance would be. Because a lot of you guys are going to say, well, what if you don't have a piece of paper or a pencil in the field? Well, I can tell you what, you can get some cordage. If you don't think you have cordage, I say almost everybody has cordage, and that is your shoelace. You can take your shoelace out and come right back to your map again. And this time you use your lace, and you can go the distance and come right back to your map, and it shows you right where it is. What's great about a lace is that I can keep going, or any type of string or a 550 cord. I can go right around this in a really field expedient way and come right back out and got my distance. I can grab my map real quick. As long as I have my pace count, once you get to that location, you can check your map again and keep doing it over and over again. You can check out our website at calculatorsurvival.com for all our land nav videos we'll be posting. If you watch them all, you're going to learn how to land nav, and we'll see you out there soon.
Okay, then that video clip, it gives the details of distance measurement. Are we together?
Yes, please.
So what have you observed? And from that video clip, what have you observed from that video clip?
I think from the video that you showed, I've seen that there are different ways that you can use. It has shown me two ways of getting distance on a map extract. One is you can use a piece of paper to measure the distance of an irregular object like a road, the one he has been using. And then number two, you can use a shoelace. He has used a shoelace to measure the distance of the road extract. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That is it, that you can use different ways to measure distance on the map as he has done it. Now, I think that one will help you to understand more of ways how people measure distances. For instance, if you can measure distance from classroom A to another classroom, so you can have different ways. Are we together?
Yes, please.
And we are saying that distance measurement is critical for planning routes and determining travel times. So measuring the distance is more of the for planning routes and determining travel times. For instance, you can ask yourself from Uganda Motors University to Masaka, how long is that journey? Now, if you understand some kilometers that are in that journey, now you can plan that I'm going to spend this time on the way. Are you getting?
Yes.
So areas. So it's about for planning routes and determining travel time. They're saying that they are determining the distance on the map work. We can determine that distance using the map scale. So after the other gentleman measured the distance, tried to get the distance, he transferred the shoelace he used to measure distance from where he started and where he stopped. He numbered them. Now he took that distance he has measured to the map scale. Have you seen that? Eh?
Yes, I saw it.
So map scale for them, they help us to determine the distance over 2 points. So that's if you have seen well, he has transferred after measuring the distance, he has transferred what he has used to measure, and he has indicated it to the map scale. So there are other different ways of getting the distance. As we can see, that the distance you can use a slope, you can use the string, and the distance might be 2 people. Now, here we have an example of distance. How distance scales may be displayed on the maps. So we can represent the scales on the map verbally or using words such as 4 centimeter equal to 1 kilometer. And this scale means that each 4 centimeter on the map equal to 1 kilometer in the real world. So if a distance is measured as 2 centimeters on the paper, then this distance is 0.5 kilometer in the real. That if we have 4 centimeter, if we have the square box on the map work, it measured, let's say 4 centimeter. I think that in the real world, it's going to measure 1 kilometer. For instance, if you want to draw the sketch map of Kayagwe Town Council, we shall not be able to get the piece of paper that will fit that area, but we reduce that area using the scale so that we can reduce the big area into a piece of paper. Are we together?
Yes.
Any question? Any inquiry?
No.
Okay, so now we want to interpreting map scales. Now, interpreting map scales, how we have seen previous video clip, that after measuring, let's say, a irregular object, you transfer the element you have done to the map scale, then you measure it. And these scales, they are either in kilometers or miles. There are some map works that they're going to find that they are in heat. Now you can convert them to kilometers. Now you're saying that a scale indicates how much the real world is reduced in a map. So these scales helps us to reduce the 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 map scale on the piece of paper such that they can fit them well in a specific area. Now we can talk about that understanding map scales is vital for converting distances and calculating areas. So they are mostly about the areas of the maps. So representing the big area on the piece of paper, so used by scales. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. Then if you go to...
But I have a question. Excuse me.
Yes. Yes.
I have a question on these scales.
Yes. Yes.
How is this scale that
You ask, go ahead.
How is this scale that is having miles different from the one that has kilometers?
Okay. Thank you for that question. As I said, that scales can be in kilometers, and another one they can be in miles. For instance, if we can have an example of the current measurements in Uganda, I think we have you ever heard about the Milo land?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Have you ever heard about the Milo land?
Yes, I've ever heard of it.
What do you know about Milo land?
I just know that it is.
What comes into your mind if you talk about Milo land?
Maybe it is measured in miles.
Yes.
Maybe it is measured in miles.
Maybe. Come again. Maybe what?
Maybe the land is measured in miles.
Okay.
Has the word mile on it.
And okay. The difference between the miles and the kilometers is that the miles are larger than the kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah, so miles, they are larger than the kilometers. And when you talk about, let's say, yes? Yes?
Pardon?
And I'm saying that miles, for them, they are larger than the kilometers. And we're saying that a mile, it is a unit of distance. Altogether?
Yes, I'm getting.
And we're saying that a mile can be in a length used by primary, and this mile it is so common used in the US. And when we talk about a kilometer, it is a unit of distance. And basically, when we talk about a mile and a kilometer, a mile is bigger or larger than a kilometer.
Understood.
Kilometer. Okay. Okay. Now, when you look at now we want to see why are we studying these aspects about map reading, and it is mostly about 4 essential skills that will help in your world if you go outside, for navigating areas, understanding the geographical areas of the areas, even for the other aspects. One is about they also crucial in professions such as urban planning. So people who are urban planners, they use the knowledge of map works for planning the cities. I hope you have ever heard about the town council's urban planners, that if you want to build a house, this probably first come to you. First go to them, to the district, you get the permission. Now you build your house, because they help in urban planning. Even other ones, it's about the help in environmental science and logistics. Next about it is the enhanced map reading skills. They lead to better decision making and navigation ability. So when you study about this one, it will help you to have those reading skills that you're going to go to different areas. You interpret the maps. For instance, Uganda, we have a map. If you go to Kenya, they have a map of Republic of Kenya. You go to South Africa, they have a map. You go to other countries, they have a map. So when you start about map, they're going to help you to understand those different geographic areas and even to make for the better decision making. For instance, if you study about different maps, you could say that other areas have developed altogether.
Yes,
Now you're going
please.
to be able also that you're going to also to be able in also to borrow those ideas, also to develop your own area, or to recommend that according to ABCD, this area is when it has this height, when it has this amplitude, it is able for farming, it's able for settlements, able for planting this kind of trees. So that's made about the applications, the practical application that you have it. And then here we come to the end of our lesson. But before I conclude, do you have a burning question that you would like to ask before I make a conclusion?
No, I think I asked all the questions that I had.
Okay. Now, in conclusion, I want to this map reading. It is an essential skill that will empower you in your daily life, that will effectively manage the environment and understand the spatial relationships. So, spatial relationships about it's about distance over time. That when you are traveling, you first put in mind that what time am I going to take while traveling? So it is going to be a very important aspect to you that will help you in navigating the areas and also developing the map reading abilities.
Okay.
And gaining the confidence in your navigation skills.
Okay.
So I thank you for paying attention, and I wish that I wish that you go and make on some research, and also you learn more about aspects that's going to help you after you master these concepts.
Okay,
Thank
you
you.
so much.
We meet you. Okay. Thank you for coming, and thank you for listening well. I mean, Deus Beyamba. I wish you a nice day.
Okay, thank you for the lesson. I will take it well.